Hey guys, this is Logos MC here, and welcome back to some Minecraft. And I am on the Minecraft server, and if you saw my video yesterday, I posted a video on sort of like a sort of step by step of what I did to make this build. And if you don't know what this is the Eternity Tower, and it's called the Eternity Tower because that's actually the name of the building. It's the name of the hotel because this is a hotel building. So Eternity right there, and the symbol is in the N actually, so you can see it right there. And yeah, so yesterday it wasn't a really in-depth video, so I thought if you really like to know how I came up with my ideas for this build and just want sort of like a reference to how I made stuff and how I came about my ideas through this, I can sort of explain what I did throughout the build. So that's sort of the purpose of this video. And you can also take a better look at the build that maybe you saw a certain part in the video yesterday and you just wanted to see that part in more detail today. Well, this is probably the best place to look at it. So yeah, so let's get started with the front. As you could see in the video that I posted yesterday, I started right here, and I didn't even think of the idea of taking pictures every once in a while until I actually got finished with this part. So I started taking pictures after that, and so those ended up nice, and I just love how it ended up. And if you didn't know how I did that in the video, that effect in the video, I have home set like this, and I would press F1, set it to morning, and take a picture every single time I wanted to take a picture. So that's how I got that effect to work. So yeah, and this is like, as you can see, the whole build is different. It's not boxy at all, and every single part of the build has a different aspect to it. Like this sort of has a curve to it, but and it kind of curves at the bottom, and this is sort of like the tower of the build. It kind of draws your attention to it. While this right over here draws your attention also, and it sort of connects this helipad, which you can actually see from the top. You can't see it in the original video. But yeah, this is a helipad. And it sort of looks like it's hanging over in the video, but it's actually being supported by this large curve at the top of the building, which looks really nice in my opinion. It also has a little balcony on top of here, so you can kind of go up here and look off the edge and see the rest of the city that is soon to be built. And just everywhere around this build has something that draws your attention to it, no matter what angle you're looking at. So right here, this is one of my favorite parts of the build, which is the ribbons that sort of hang down. And it was my sort of original idea to name it the Ribbon Hotel, but I didn't think it had that kind of glare like the Eternity. So yeah, that's sort of what I ended up with. Though the ribbon kind of would have fit, it just didn't have that hotel glare to it. And over on this side, it's definitely gonna be these windows that draw your attention right here. Since this is sort of common throughout the build, I guess you could say it would be, but since you have it repeated over here, it really doesn't draw your as much attention as these really cool windows right here, which is another one of my favorite parts of the build. It's not my favorite like the ribbons are, but these really draw your attention, and it sort of at the top one kind of meets with the helipad to make it more supported like the other side of the building. And then we have down here, we have sort of like these windows. This one goes in, this one goes out from the bottom, and this one goes in from the bottom, which I really liked. It sort of made like this shuffle effect, I guess, and it kind of made it so that the wall wasn't flat. This was sort of my whole goal of the build, was to have virtually no flatness to it. And I actually even may add some windows right here to kind of take away from the flatness of that part. But yeah, so that was the goal, and as you can see, I mostly accomplished my goal. I guess that looks a little bit flat, but since it has the sort of like the stairwells right there, not stairwells, but the curve inside, it kind of makes it so that it's not as flat anymore. So I'm really happy with what I ended up achieving with this. Oops. And I think it really ended up nice. So right here, you can see I kind of took away from the flatness that this could have been by bringing this ribbon up some more. And I added in some windows because I thought that just the ribbon was kind of bland. And so yeah, that's what I ended up doing. And right here is actually the entrance, if you didn't know where the entrance was. This is sort of like a drop-off area. You might see these in a few fancier hotels and cities and stuff. You can sort of drop people off right here, and there's just some info. And the tower is actually much larger on the inside, and sorry, I actually don't have anything built on the inside yet. I only have the outside, and this took so long to do. Just the outside took so long. But I'm so glad I got it finished, and I can actually start working on the interior. And I'll actually make a separate video in case you're interested in seeing that. But that might be in maybe a month's time. So yeah, on the inside, it looks much larger than it actually does from the outside. I would think, because the outside looks so curved that it kind of makes it seem smaller than it really would be. But it ends up being larger, and that's going to be really helpful when I start building the rooms and stuff, which I'm really happy with. And I actually have this building also built for nighttime because, as you can see, I have lighting strategically placed throughout the build to sort of draw your attention to the spots that I want you to look at. So if I change it to nighttime real quick, you can see like behind the outside parts of the ribbon, you'll see lights sort of shining through it, which I really love because it kind of draws your attention to the parts that come out a little bit. And right on the edge of this, it looks really nice. Yeah, I know I've said it looks really nice a lot, but that's sort of just my opinion. And yeah, so at the top here, I also have some lights illuminating from the top beam. It sort of looks like a beam kind of hanging down from it. And right here we have the symbol, and all behind it is glowstone, which I thought kind of illuminated the symbol, which made it look sort of like make it appeal to you. Sorry, I couldn't find the word for that, but yeah, it makes it sort of appeal and jump out because that's the brightest part of the build. And over here, I actually have a line of glowstone every 8 blocks, which is how tall the letters are, 8 blocks, and then it skips the space, and it sort of gives this like effect that there's glow coming to the letter, which I really like. I actually added that a few seconds ago, right before I started recording this. And I think it sort of makes it so that this is a really great nighttime sort of attraction to look at. And yeah, right around here we have glowstone illuminating the left side of the curve right here, which I thought kind of made it so that it wasn't, I didn't want it to be even. I sort of wanted the main spot that you're going to look at to be lit up. I didn't want the whole thing to be lit up because I think that would have been a little bit too much. But that ended up nice. Over here we have lighting, and it sort of flows with this path right here, which ended up being what this is. And I think the last bit of lighting is right here, which is sort of illuminating through the windows right there. Oh yeah, I can't believe I forgot this. Some of my favorite lights is right here. It illuminates the inside of the patios, which kind of draws your attention to them from the streets. I think that the lights definitely look better from the streets because it sort of illuminates the roof of everything. And yeah, as you can kind of see. Oh, and the bottom of the helipad has 4 lamp lights, sort of like a beam down, which I really like that. So yeah, I think this ended up looking very nice. I'll just change it today real quick. And yeah, and I actually found that I could have done something really well, not really well, really good with this, how thin this is, because as you can see, this is a really thin sort of part of the build. So I thought, well, since this is sort of wavy right here, I might as well add something wavy right here. So I added one straight window all the way to, well, not all the way to the ground, but almost to the ground, and sort of made it like a really big wavy window, which I which looks really good because it's on the thinnest part of the build, and it looks like it's meant to be there. It's like built for it. And also this large window on the side of Eternity, I think that fits in really well. It sort of makes this so that the wall's not plain like the rest of the build. So yeah, I think that's really it for the build as of now. I promise I will show you the inside. So yeah, I think that's it. So if you like the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this where I sort of give you like a sort of a cinematic of the build before I go through a whole walkthrough of it, please let me know, because I love doing that cinematic. It took more editing than all my other videos, but it's definitely more pleasing with the outcome of it. I really love that video. So, if you haven't checked out the video, I advise you to look at it now, because it definitely gets the better aspects of the build than this video does. It's just me talking, and if you want to listen to it with music and niceness, this would be that would be a great thing to watch. So yeah, if you I guess I will see you guys next time.